The Goat by Fleming is a book that I won in a Goodreads giveaway just recently, and it took me a while to realize where I heard of this book from before. After I was like halfway through reading this book, I realized that a teacher of mine at my college had mentioned that her friend wrote a book about a goat that lives on top of a building in New York. And that's what this book is. Fleming is a Canadian author that lives in Vancouver, and this is the only work I've read by her, but I really enjoyed it. I think the best way to describe what this book is about without rambling on for a long time would just be to read the synopsis. When Kid accompanies her parents to New York City for a 6-month stint of dog-sitting and homeschooling, she sees what looks like a tiny white cloud on the top of their apartment building. People say there's a goat living on the roof, but how can that be? As Kid soon discovers, a goat may be the least odd thing about her new home, whose residents are both strange and fascinating. No, I'd say the goat's probably the weirdest thing. In the penthouse lives Joff Vanderlinden, a skateboarding fantasy writer who happens to be blind. On the 9th floor are Doris and Jonathan, a retired couple adapting to a new lifestyle over Jonathan's stroke. Kenneth P. Gill, on the 10th, tends to burble on nervously about his pet hamsters, or are they guinea pigs? And there's Kid's mother, who is rehearsing for an off-Broadway show and is sure it will be a big flop. Then Kid meets Will, whose parents died in the Twin Towers, and when she learns that the goat will bring good luck to whoever sees it, suddenly it becomes very important to show whether the goat on the roof is real. Yeah, that pretty much sums up the book quite well. This entire book is about Kid and Will's adventure to find the goat that is living on top of their apartment. Now, in doing this, they go door to door to all the residents of the apartment and try to figure out if anybody has heard about the rumor about this goat. And in doing that, they get to meet some of the odd and weird residents of this apartment, which kind of have their own chapters sometimes. Every once in a while you'll read a chapter that is from the perspective of one of the residents of this apartment, so it's not all from Kid and Will's point of view. I just thought this was a really fun children's book. Not only do you get a charming and kind of storybook-like tale, actually the very first page, the very first sentence, is once there was a mountain goat who lived in New York City. So right from that line, you could kind of see the storybook-type charm to this story. But that's the thing, it's not just that. What I found interesting is that this book tackles a lot of different, darker kind of realities, such as Will's parents who died in 9/11. It also tackles extreme social anxiety and shyness, as well as just age and health problems. And being somebody who has struggled with social anxiety and shyness their whole life, this book, I can relate to the main character actually quite a bit. I could definitely relate to staring at people's shoulders when talking to them. So I guess I was surprised that a children's book had stuff like that in it. I really enjoyed this book. To me, it seems like a book that an adult and a child can both get enjoyment out of. I really enjoyed all the characters in this book. They were all very wonderful and fun. My favorite character being the blind skateboarding fantasy writer. I thought he was really great, and I liked his story. The backstory to the goat is actually pretty funny as well. The writing in this book almost seemed like poetry at some parts, and I really enjoyed that, especially for a children's book and for a book that's so short. It was just really fun to read. Now, I do quickly want to talk about the ending without spoiling anything. The ending, I think, is the one part that I was a little bit disappointed in. To me, it fell kind of flat. It wasn't the best ending, but it wasn't the worst ending either. And I guess that's kind of all I can say about it, because I don't want to spoil the ending. But yeah, that's all I have to say about The Goat. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you in my next video.